Well, good evening, all my little Pidgeys and Squirtles out there. Mewtwo here for you again tonight for your viewing entertainment. And, well, tonight I want to talk about current the state of affair, as it were. Now, uh, as of recording this, it is almost the end of July. By the time you watch this, I'm not sure about which video number this is. It may come up just the 1st of August or the 2nd. But, in any case, currently, the United States has been pretty much in lockdown for several months now. And I want to talk about how that's been affecting me and my household and how we basically feel in relation to this, what it's doing to us. Now, we were lucky that we did get to go out and do something just before this all went down. Well, kind of. I mean, it was the end of January, so news of the nasty had not really gotten too much foothold over here yet. And we'd already basically paid for that Disney trip back in like August of the previous year. So we were set. We were going on vacation. We had PTO set up. We had our plane tickets. We had our hotel set up. We had our time ready to go. So we were lucky we just had gotten out last week of January, first couple days of February, and that was good because fast forward about a month later, stuff starts really kicking up, and we go into personalized automatic. We started to really lock ourselves down at the beginning of March. Now, we weren't forced to, we weren't seeing it as a thing that everyone else was doing yet, but we decided right around then we were going to basically limit our shopping, avoid people, start the 6-foot rule and stuff. So we heard stuff about it, but it wasn't like the thing yet. Now, go forward a couple of weeks, and we started to run into a lot of things started to shut down. Businesses, restaurants, and stuff were not wanting to do the thing, and areas are starting to close stuff down. And unfortunately, this is right when both of our birthdays hit. I was March 19th. Work gave me the lovely birthday present that week of first, mandatory overtime, every single day for an hour. A lot of extra work, and basically, it was very oppressive. We went from really easy work to a lot of it was very oppressive. Let's just put it down there. I don't really want to talk about work a lot because I'm trying to avoid bringing that into my videos. This is kind of my therapy and escape from that stuff. But I already worked from home. We both did. So for us, that part of this situation wasn't a big change. So we're already adapted. We have a home office. We have a room dedicated to work. It is not this room. Autumn is right now in that room working. Now, we couldn't go out and do anything we wanted to do in what little free time we had. We were stuck working extra, getting paid for it, mind you, but stuck. We felt trapped. And then when I did get to go to the store, because people were panicking and buying stuff, I couldn't buy the few things that were normally there to help make us comfortable. So we weren't able to get the foods we most like to get. We weren't able to get a lot of products that make our lives easier. Fortunately, I had bought toilet paper in February when I happened to be just at Sam's Club, and I picked up the Sam's Club pack. So, again, we weren't in trouble. We were just out of comfort, excessively out of comfort, and being stuck working extra with extra hard work So we were on stress level 11 out of 10. Um, while other people are stuck not being able to work, we're stuck working too much. Um, Now, we aren't exactly the super social children. We do stay at home a lot. Um, but uh, something I usually would use as a midweek breakup would be to go do midweek grocery shopping. I would go on Wednesday or Thursday night, go to the store to kind of unwind. I would go out to take a walk through Walmart and Meijer, pick up the food for the next several days, especially anything fresh that you wouldn't want just sitting in the fridge for a week while you're waiting to cook it. Um, Maybe pick up some cookies, some donuts, something fun. Look at the Legos. Look at the collectible card game stuff. Uh, buy stupid things. um, so that's been what has been taken away from me since March. That's been gone. My midweek break just gone. Um, the fact that most of the stores I usually shop at work 24/7 and are now much limited hours that they are still open, it's making it even harder to do that. Personally, I would like to shop at 2 in the morning when no one else is around. That would feel good. I wouldn't have to worry about as much being around 6 feet away from people because there wouldn't be people to be 6 feet away from. Usually, when I go to the store at like 1 in the morning, there's nobody. It's me. It's me and the stalking people. So easy to get around. I can avoid the person stocking the shelves. I know how to walk past a pallet that's set in the middle of Walmart's floor. It doesn't stop me. I'm good. Um, so that's a big thing. That's been a large hit on our weekly psyche. And A couple events that we normally would like to go to had to be canceled. No, we're not mad at the events. We are not mad at the events that had to close. That's not their fault. um, but we missed going out, uh, seeing friends. Again, that mental recharge thing. We're missing those big boosts of getting to go be at a furry con or getting to be at a gathering with a bunch of friends and doing stupid stuff. And mm, it really starts to beat on you after a while. Um, so that's been going on overall. The mandatory overtime ended in, I believe, the end of April. And around that time, our boss actually has been giving us a lot more leniency to do what we need to mentally stabilize because uh, he fully understood the fact that what had been going on for almost 2 months, um, and actually it was more than April. It was like 9 weeks of mandatory overtime. It was into May that ended. Um, he understood the fact that we had been getting beaten down really hard, and our regular jobs were not getting done because we're getting other work to deal with. So we've had a lot of leniency since then, and that's really good. Um, but it's really overall being stuck, especially for those first 9-ish weeks of the mandatory overtime. We felt trapped. Not only were we stuck working overtime, but when we were off, we couldn't go out and do anything we wanted. Um, Normally, we had been eating out maybe twice on the weekends. Usually at least once. Generally, we were squeezing in a second small eat out as well. And that hasn't happened since the last time we ate out before this was like in the beginning of March, just before the world really locked down. We still squeezed out. It was either the first Monday or second Monday in March. We went to the rib place right across from us. It was delicious. I miss you, Ziffles. I want to come back and eat more ribs. Now, since later in this situation, I have broken quarantine effectively to eat at restaurants twice. And it's been a little awkward, to say the least. Ziano's was really good. In fact, they had every other table blocked off. All the wait staff was wearing masks. It was good. Cosmos, not so much. It was really packed. I felt uncomfortable. And I also felt kind of trapped in that situation, and I couldn't escape. Um, Autumn did get away from that one. He was feeling way too crowded. He took the car and went home, and then I was basically just there for the duration. Um, it's hard. Um, it's hard being stuck in situations. It's hard feeling like you don't have an escape. You don't have your car. You don't have a way to get out of whatever's going on. You don't have a way to get outside where it's less crowded, where there's less potential disease to get around. I don't really have a major compromised immune system, but we are both getting a little bit higher in the age bracket, and it's kind of dangerous for us to potentially get sick because even if it's just me, then I am exposing him, and now we're both potentially in trouble. And I don't want to do that to either of us. I don't want either of us to have to suffer. Um, I've I've missed not I've missed ever not being the one that has to cook dinner for months on end here. I loved the fact that on the weekends I could have an escape from having to make food. It's summertime. We loved going to the zoo constantly. We've gotten to go once, and even that with a limited people in the zoo due to they actually limited the number of people. You had to reserve your going. It still felt crowded in certain times. Not too much, but too many people weren't wearing masks. It was not great, but it was still good to have gotten out of that a little bit. This is stressful, and we don't see an end of it anytime soon. We're looking at this realistically. Um, as long as we're doing what we need to, everyone else isn't necessarily, and that's kind of the problem. Uh, if everybody would have been able to stay inside, we could have been through this a lot sooner. Everyone would have been better at social distancing and not pretending like this was a fake thing. We could have been through this, but we're still trapped in a situation that we can't escape. It's hard. Um, and I'm kind of just rambling my thoughts through this, but that's actually what's going on here. I'm processing this as I'm saying it, so I didn't like sit here and try and rehearse this too much. Um, but here we're in the end of July, and the older you get, the faster time flies by. And in some ways, this 4 months has gone by like nothing. In some ways, it feels like it's gone on forever, and it's weird. Um, the lack of breakup from what normally would happen on a weekend or on a midweek day for us, it's it's so amazing how I never thought I would actually lose track of what day it was. Um, the other evening, I was in the evening after work. I went to use the restroom, and I'm busy doing a number one, and I stopped and had to think, what day of the week is it? I actually had lost track middle of the week what day it was because of it all just kind of has been blending in together and not a lot of differentiation. No getting out on a Saturday or Sunday. We didn't go out every week and do something fun, but maybe every other weekend we'd hit the mall or go to the zoo or We definitely would have gone out to eat. Possibly went and saw friends like Javi or Wild or Miko or Mako or well, those you probably see together. They live together. Uh, until recently, Tiger Pond Dracoth were out of town, so we couldn't have visited them. But even there, as I just saw a message, are back in town. We would have seen people. We would have done something every few weeks. Um, but time is just kind of a lump. And the only thing that's really changing is how much light is out on any given day or how hot it is. Like right now, it's been hitting like the high 80s, low 90s pretty much every day. Um, so that's about the only recognition we have of it being summer is the fact that it's air conditioning on. We go to take the trash can out or check the mail. It's hot out there. Um, it's so weird. I I miss physical interaction with people. I'm a fairly social person, even though I am pretty recluse and much of a hermit. But I do enjoy my interaction. Um, I'm happy that I figured out to do this because this is not only getting the excuse to wear a fursuit head pretty much every day, but it's also giving me an excuse to talk my feelings out, talk my thoughts out on things. Um, just the ability to sit here and express myself for a short period of time has been moderately helpful. Um, but to say the least, all of you out there who actually know and have actually met, I miss you. I miss seeing you. And I mean that wholeheartedly. I actually genuinely miss seeing people. The only people interaction I have with mostly is at work, and those people aren't the people I want to talk to. They're called customers. Yeah, yeah. So, the only people I don't want to talk to are the ones I can't avoid, and the people I do want to talk to, I can't go and see because we can't be safely together. So, I'm going to keep being brave throughout all this. I have a collection of masks now, not this kind of mask, I mean the face masks with cool stuff on them, so I have something I can wear out and about. Um, I've gotten back to grocery shopping every week as opposed to every other week because it was getting oppressive trying to do a 2 weekly shopping thing. Um, I would. It's hard enough for me to comprehend trying to get a week's worth of meals lined up, and I mean all three meals for both of us, plus all the potential snacking time, plus some fun stuff here and there, and the what ifs and the what if that goes bad or what if that doesn't fill us up, and it gets it gets hard to try and wrap that all around, to buy all that in 2 week chunks. Where do I? How much stuff can I put in the freezer? How much stuff in the fridge? What's gonna need to be used fast enough so it'll won't spoil? What do I have to either make space in the freezer for within the first week so that it won't go bad? But I had to buy the fresh version, but there's no freezer space. It's some of the things you don't think about that do make it harder. Um, and just the sheer amount of stuff I was having to get every 2 weeks shopping in the car. I'd go to at least two stores, usually three. Um, I'd come home with a car full of groceries. Then we have to unpack the groceries. Then we have to put away the groceries. Um, try and put the older stuff in front, the newer stuff in the back, if at all possible. Um, and because I do have the um, mentality from growing up that you always have to make sure there's a little bit extra. It's harder when you're buying for that period of time and going, all right, let's just say cans of soup. I know I'm going to need 10 lunches for this, 10 workday lunches of cans of soup. So I want to make sure I get at least 10 cans of soup each time I go out. And because sometimes I wouldn't be getting the flavors I wanted, I would sometimes, if this one's in stock, I would get more than 10 total cans of soup there. Or I would buy extra ones that I don't necessarily like as much just because they're there in case those ones aren't available. And it just snowballs, and you come home with all of this stuff, extra cans of vegetables and soup and boxes of pasta, all the things you can shelf storage, and it adds up, and you're spending all this money. Granted, you're going to eat it eventually, but now you have effectively invested in a month's worth of food in the pantry. Um, Not intentionally hoarding the food, accidentally hoarding the food. um, but at the moment, going back to the 1 week shopping setup, it's a little easier on me mentally. I'm dealing with thinking about 5 workday dinners, 2 weekend dinners, and all of the other stuff in between. It does help. Um, I really have been doing a good job of trying to find meals that I can cook one day and it becomes leftovers the next day because, again, being stuck cooking 7 days a week, every week, it gets old fast. Um, Besides having to work, having to actually deal with cooking dinner because I'm the first one off. And the answer was, well, you don't have to cook. And I quickly was like, yeah, I kind of have to if I want to eat. And you just make something for yourself. I'm like, well, if I'm making something for myself, why won't I make two? So no matter what, I have to cook. There's not a choice if I want to eat. Um, so that's been a thing. um, I miss it. I miss normality. I know it's going to be at least till 2021 before normality hits. Um, MFF has already been canceled. We weren't going to it, but that's in like late November, early December, if I remember right. That's already canceled. Um, I don't know about FC. That's in January. I haven't paid attention to everything. We didn't go to that one anyway. So, but I feel for everybody that does go to these because that's their escape too. Uh, so my next con hope is that Anthrocon does happen next July. Being an old fart like I am, a year coming around till July is not that long mentally under normal circumstances. We'll see how much this pudding braining system makes me feel like it is for the next stretch, but I do apologize for the kind of less happy, more depressing video here, but I I didn't really have a happy story in my head tonight. I kind of wanted to put something out of there, pull something out of my mind as I'm sitting here contemplating life. I had at least one other thing I want to talk about, but I decided not to just because I don't want to be too depressing. Yeah, I went with this. This is the nicer, happier story. The other one didn't involve so much. I still got to go to the zoo part of it. um, well, I probably racked everybody's ears long enough on this. If nothing else, I hope you enjoyed staring at Mewtwo's face bobbing around while I was babbling at you for a bit. Thank you for at least watching this. If you want to like it, that's cool. Comment, subscribe. If you want to say some of how you're feeling and anything that's going on in your head related to this, use the comments. Feel free. I don't mind being, in this case, part of your therapy as well. This is my therapy. It's free. All you gotta do is put on a costume head and start talking and at least feel like somebody's listening. I get even one viewer. That's somebody listen to my rant and I feel better about life. All right. Well, please share If not this video, share another one. Share one of my happier videos with your friends to watch. Uh, Patreon's there if you feel like Patreoning. Thank you again for watching. Thank you for dealing with my random brain rant, and a lovely rest of your night.